It's Movie Time is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center, 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Further details and showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.org.
The award-winning It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Kevin Carr.
This is It's Movie Time.
Woohoo!
Now, Kevin,
yes,
we're getting to Oscar time.
It's award season.
And I think I have a contender. It's called Moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
Is that accurate?
Absolutely. It did extremely well in limited release, getting a lot of great buzz.
Yeah.
It's a button pusher, and it's a issue-driven film in a unique way.
What do you mean?
Well, the general story is about a kid who is a part of the story is the kid coming to terms with his sexuality.
Yeah.
So it deals with LGBT issues, but it does it in a different way. It's not something that's derivative of things we saw a lot in the 90s.
Kevin, when was the last time you saw a film about a black gay kid?
Yeah.
I mean, when? Ever?
Well, yeah. It's not as alarming to maybe some people as something like Tangerine last year.
Oh, good.
Which was
great.
That broke down a lot of barriers, but I think the subject matter was extreme for some people.
Yeah, and recently, within the last couple of years, it would be Boyhood, right?
Boyhood, yeah.
And I'm not sure of any others, but a
similar, showing the person growing up,
right? Development. Yeah. Now, in Linklater's world, it's the same actor.
Yes.
Growing up.
Yeah.
In this one, we have three different actors, which I think is a strength.
It's a neat way of encapsulating it because it shows three very distinct eras. Youth, adolescence, and adulthood. Yeah. And the actors. What's funny, the actors don't look particularly like they could be the same person, but they each own the role so well.
Boy, oh boy, is that for sure. When all right, so it's him as Little, Chiron, I think.
Sharon, yeah.
And then as Black, as he's called, Black.
Yeah.
And in his adult phase.
Yeah.
I am particularly moved in the first part of the film by his mentor, Juan, played by Mahershala Ali.
Yes.
And what a great relationship. And Kevin, what an unusual turn. You have this black gentleman, robust, handsome, a businessman, albeit selling drugs.
He's an independent businessman.
Right, but he takes our young man under his wing, and he does great things with him until he finds out and we find out.
Until he's confronted with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's
well, we know from the first scene what he does.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And then I guess the disclosure is that he sells it to Little's mother.
Yeah.
So things become really complicated. That's the kind of complication that I think is such a signature of this film.
Yeah.
The director and screenplay writer Barry Jenkins has no problem making things difficult when it still seems like almost a lyrical passage. And then we throw all these, but he's still poor. He's still in Miami, and the kind of Miami we don't see.
Yeah. Well, the thing I found interesting about it, and you're talking about the mentor being, he's a drug dealer, and there's crime and drugs and gangs all involved in this. And too often you see movies about life on the streets, life in the ghetto, as just being this absolute oppressive, which I'm not, it's not like a great life, but it's also a life. People live and they have ups and downs and good days and bad days, and they have entire days that go by where there's no bad things, no horrible things that happen. And what this shows is it shows the multifaceted nature of it, and it shows the mentor who a lot of people would characterize as a bad man, a drug dealer, violent at times, but he's still human.
Oh, and I think that's a great point. And that gives the humanity to this film.
Yeah.
The fact that you can see there are many sides to characters, not just one.
Yeah.
And then Kev, when we get to our young Little as Black,
Yeah.
as a grown man, so interesting to see him like his original mentor.
Well, and also putting it, and like his original mentor, and this is all, it's all about constructing walls around yourself. And it's protecting yourself and protecting your vulnerability. And when he's got the walls up and when he opens the walls to different people in his life, whether it's his mother, whether it's his mentor, whether it's his friend, that's the complexity of this. Because not every, even the hardest criminal is going to pull his wall down.
Oh, great. You mentioned the friend, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's I don't know if the word sweet is just right, relationship between them. Kevin is the one when little is little,
mm-hmm.
that protects him or trains him to
pushes him.
He pushes him
Yeah.
to beat off the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then Kevin, the scene on the beach.
Yeah.
There's a love scene.
Well, and the fallout from that is different. And I can't emphasize enough that it does things differently than other movies you've seen. And how they handle that and how they handle the aftermath, not just in that section of adolescence, but when he becomes Black, the character Black.
Yes.
Later on.
Yeah. So it's uncompromising in the sense that this is still poverty, this is still trying to make their way,
Mm-hmm.
but it has, and I wouldn't even call it a sentimental side. It has a realistic, humane side to it.
Yeah.
That will warm you.
Emotionally. Yeah.
You bet. Emotion will make the film accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Will make you feel this is not about a black gay person.
Yeah.
It is about a person going through difficult circumstances to try to make his way to being an adult.
Yeah.
In a world that has its own rules, restrictions, and use your term, its own walls.
Yeah.
And so the film is Moonlight.
Yes.
And don't forget that, my friends. Kevin and I are telling you.
It's gonna be. You're gonna hear it a couple more times.
You are, and I think it's a bit slow for some people. So I don't expect everyone to jump up with joy to see it.
Yeah.
But it is a study of human beings that is beautiful to behold.
Yeah.
So Moonlight, directed by Barry Jenkins. Kevin Carr, what grade would you award it?
I'm gonna give it an A.
Oh boy, how could I not give it an A?
Yeah.